According to Cabinet Secretary for National Treasury and Economic Planning, John Mbadi, as of January 2025, Kenya has a debt of 11 trillion shillings, with 5.93 trillion in domestic debt and 5.09 trillion in foreign debt. So what is a foreign debt? Foreign debt is money borrowed by a country from a corporation or by a corporation from another country or another corporation. This also includes international organizations such as the IMF and the World Bank. Why do governments borrow? A government may borrow from a foreign lender for various reasons. For one, the local debt markets may not be able to meet the borrowing needs, particularly in developing countries, or foreign lenders might be offering more attractive terms, such as attractive rates or flexible repayment schedules. Kenya's legal framework, including the Constitution and the Public Finance Management Act of 2012, govern public borrowing. The law restricts borrowing to 1. Financing development projects, or 2. Managing short-term cash flow. So what could be the impact of a rising foreign debt to a country? Excessive levels of foreign debt can hamper a country's ability to invest in the economic future, whether it be infrastructure, education, or health. This is because their limited revenue goes to servicing their loans instead of economic growth. You have to remember that high levels of foreign debt have contributed to some of the worst economic crises in recent decades. A good example is Sri Lanka. Just a month ago, Kiharu Member of Parliament Ndindi Nyoro raised concerns that Kenya might be at the brink of defaulting repayment of debts. So what does it mean to default the repayment of a debt? Sovereign default is the failure of a national government to repay its debt. A government that defaults is unlikely to have access to loans in the future, or any loans it manages to get, they will get at a high expense. If a country depends heavily on foreign creditors to finance investments, the consequences of its sovereign default are likely to include slower economic growth, making things harder for its citizens and businesses. Moreover, a sovereign default generally causes inflation in the costs of goods domestically. So this means that the suffering will spread throughout the general population. Countries borrowing in their own currency have a couple of options to avoid defaults of payments. One is they can print more money, or 2, increasing or raising money by increasing taxes, which is exactly what's happening in Kenya.